Yo. What it is? Podcast may be coming soon. I've been doing little social commentaries with a few fellas via social media. We've been on Skype, just having a few conversations. I reached out to one of the brothers who was on one of the Grapevine panels, the abortion topic. Him and his girl, him and his wife, were actually on that panel. I've done a few videos with both of them. I think they're united. We stand. But mostly it's been a few fellas having conversations on various topics. But we've been doing it once or every couple of weeks or something like that. This actual conversation, which is probably the first time I got the audio somewhat right, where we can hear everybody. Still playing around with that, learning how to do all that. But today's conversation was about Jay-Z a little bit in the NFL, Kaepernick, and some of it was also about Dave Chappelle's comedy special and the backlash that got. But check it out, tell me what you think. We might, turn this legit and do this more often. All right, yeah. The only thing I didn't like about the joke, though, and it's not just his joke, is that consistent joke of the only way they're going to change the law is if black people are registered. Which, first of all, you don't register for a gun. You go to Walmart, you go wherever, and you fill out a background check and you get a gun. Like, you don't just go like, I don't even get that part is stupid to me. But I don't like that joke of we need black people to go get armed so that they can take away guns. Like, that's just dumb. Like, why would we put ourselves, it's like we want to be the sacrificial lamb to get guns out of here. Being that we're a former slave class, we should be the last people talking about taking away guns. We should be going to get armed, which was his message overall. But I just don't like that joke because that's like you hear that on a lot of liberal TV. And a lot of people make the argument: you want to see the gun laws change? Get a bunch of black people to register. Even if we did, 40 million of us still ain't gonna be able to compete with the 169 million white folks who got guns either. So that's just a dumb logic.
So do you think that was his goal, or was he serious about?
No, I think he was serious, but I'm just saying he repeated that same, like that's an ongoing statement that you hear from a lot of liberals is the only way they're going to get rid of the guns is if black people start getting them.
Yeah.
And they referenced the Mulford Act, what happened in California with Reagan and the NRA and all that stuff. But even in that, like the Mulford Act didn't take away guns. It stopped people from open carry. I don't co-sign that or don't agree with it, but still, people act like black folks couldn't get guns no more after that happened. No, it stopped the Black Panthers from opening carry in D.C. for all people, not just black folks. But it was because of the Black Panthers. But still, I mean, and the first person who got arrested for it was a Republican congressman who got his gun on him. He forgot to take it off.
Right, I feel what you're saying. Just don't use I feel what you're saying. Like they shouldn't use the black community basically as a token,
exactly,
to get some laws changed or something changed or something revoked when they don't like it. I feel like that's where we're at in the stance of as far as in the political realm.
That's actually, go ahead. That's actually the meme on my video. Like, I don't trust black people who push gun control. Is the fat dude from The Wire. Like, he tweeted that very same thing, and that's like the thumbnail for my video for that.
Like, real shit, man. Because I don't know. It's like I talk to a lot of black people, and they just don't know. They don't like. There's a lot of people who know about guns, but they just don't. You feel me? Like they don't know the technicalities about them, like the laws and shit. And it's almost like when some articles come across the internet, we almost just read it and take it as fact when the whole thing could be made up by a 13-year-old in his basement.
Absolutely. And like as a new gun user, like just getting into guns and shit, I was surprised at how safe the shit is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not gonna shoot you if it just sit in the corner.
Yeah, like I mean, I never thought that, but just it's I don't know. It's like when you go to a gun range, it's peaceful as hell. Like I can't explain it. It's you would think with all these weapons, your anxiety will go up, but it's actually lower.
Yeah. After your first time, yeah. The first time maybe because you like.
You don't know what to
obviously when you standing next to somebody, like the sound of it's not your gun, it's the range next to you. That's the shit that's loud. So that first somebody shooting a 308 in the range, like your ears are gonna ring for the first time, even with the ear protection on. But after you get used to that, you good.
Real talk.
And you learn to alternate shots and like don't shoot when they shoot and like you just pick up some stuff real easy.
I was out there.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead,
Bees.
No, I was just saying, yeah, because like it wasn't my first time, but it was one of my first times I was at the range. Me and my friend, we blew each other's eardrums out. Yeah, we were right next to each other shooting. Yo, I blew his left eardrum out. He blew my right eardrum out. Yeah, that shit was crazy. It was wild.
Hell yeah, that shit's fun. Like that shit, I don't know. It changed my perspective on a few things. Like I feel more like an American.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I participate in, and I feel like I'm participating fully in the rights that are owed to me. I don't know. It's a different feeling. It's like I feel one with the country. It's like you know, that, like yeah. I feel like you know.
I'm a real American, motherfucker.
Yeah, like
no, you think like damn,
my nationalism just went up through the roof. Like,
our ancestors went to war and they came back and took these things from them when they came back, and we got them. Like the point. That's why, like to me. The whole gun debate, gun conversation is not even the point. Like, I don't even want to talk to liberals about guns no more because it's like they lie. You know, we have a right in America that other diaspora don't have in their country as black people. Like, Chinese can't have guns. Russians can't have guns. Africans can't have guns in their countries. And people talking about going there and this and that. That First and Second Amendment is important because when you leave this country, you don't have that no more. And I don't think people really comprehend that.
Aren't we like the only country?
There's only 3 countries left that have a Second Amendment: Venezuela, Guatemala, America, and Mexico. Then the last 3. It was 6 more, but they all got rid of it. Obviously, what was that? Venezuela was the last one to get rid of theirs.
Oh, that's why. Then.
Oh, when did they get
conveniently? Well, he just took all the guns like a year ago he made it so that only only public people can get guns, like the military and police and all that. But citizens, he did that like a year ago.
Oh wow, that's recent too. Damn.
Yeah. But it's like, did any of y'all listen to the Joe Rogan Bernie Sanders interview?
No, I Danielle watched it. I didn't get a chance to see it.
That's what I'm saying. Like to me, that's like listen. This is like I listen to so many people when it comes to that topic because that's important to me. Like all the candidates for the Democratic Party are anti-gun or for gun control. I don't know necessarily where Tulsi is at, but they all want to get rid of the AR-15s that I have and all this other nonsense. But it's like when you listen to that interview that Bernie said, he admits that, well, we know that most people aren't crazy and don't do crazy things, but we're still trying to take the guns from you regardless, right? He just made, it's like so much stuff that he said, it's like, it's wrong information, it's lies, it's like conflating numbers. We know that less than 2% of AR-15s are used in shootings, but you want to take away this gun that account for, like, okay, they said in a 10-year span there's been 1,700 people killed with long rifles, period. That's including AR-15s and a .308 hunting rifle. Like, that's both including. But in that same 17-year span, 17,000 people have been killed with knives. So it's like, it doesn't compute to me when you want to focus on this because of the drama of the media and the mass shooting and all that stuff, but you going to ignore the 80% of gun crimes that are that are committed with handguns. The fact that you skipped over that. Dangerous?
Yeah.
They're exactly, and that's like, okay, you had that from him. That's the point I was trying to get to. You had that from him. Then you had Joe Biden from back a couple years ago when he told the chick, "Oh, you don't need an AR-15. You can just go out with a shotgun and shoot in the air." Like, he's telling people, he's the vice president at the time, and he's telling people just go outside and shoot your shotgun in the air. That's illegal. There's no such thing as a war on the shot. First of all, right? And then, no, for every person, a shotgun is not the best home defense weapon. For a lot of women and kids, it's not. They don't want that. An AR-15 is because it's lightweight, low recoil, and it's easy to maneuver in the house. You can put all the tactical stuff on it. But I'm just saying, like, when you listen to what they're saying, they lie about it. Like, I just listen to so many different politicians, and it's like, what? And then just thinking about how black people say things like, because I was thinking about this the other night as I was watching Dave Chappelle thing, like, yo, black people will say that the government put drugs in our community. We know they did that with the Chartreuse and CIA and all that stuff in Cali. We all watched Snowfall. But how we going to say that they putting guns in our community but want that same government to take the guns from us? Like, that shit don't make sense to me. Like, you know they're giving criminals Pookies and Ray Ray's guns, but you want that same government to take away yours.
Yeah, cause we as a community just don't think. Like, I feel like we go with emotions. Like, I don't know why that is. We really just go with emotions in terms of politics.
Sometimes you just think about that, though, like our deficiency in our passivity, and it can explain why we got conquered for so long. Not just here in America, but in other countries, because it's like every other group is ready to fight and go ham. Like we the only ones is like
we're not like that. We won't fight. We won't really fight. We'll be outraged. We won't fight.
Right.
And outrage usually means that we tear up our own shit.
Unfortunately, yeah.
That's what blows me. Like,
it kills me. I'm like, how the fuck you want to tear our own shit up? That don't make no damn sense. You go outside and bust the windows out your own car. Like, what's going on?
Notice when the white kids riot, they not tearing up their own area. They somewhere downtown that's not where they live at.
Right.
Team
or they do minimal damage. Like, hey, remember when they started rioting at State College when Joe Paterno got fired?
Oh yeah, it was downtown.
Minimal damage. At most they turned over a car.
Man, all they had was mattresses and stuff in the street. You know, that's something from somebody's room. They had to throw their own mattress out. You
feel
That really ain't nothing. Like, so, you know, authorities is like, damn, they some stupid motherfuckers. You feel me?
When Martin Luther King died, like, black people real life burned down all of U Street in DC. Like,
bro, U Street, even Homewood, where I live, like, our neighborhood never recovered from that. That was actually the turn down of Pittsburgh black neighborhoods was the Martin Luther King riots, because them motherfuckers came out there and destroyed their own neighborhoods and fucked it all up.
Talk more about that. You said that it hasn't recovered from that?
No, as far as, you know, Pittsburgh neighborhoods, like, it's, you know, because there was basically like a good, strong black business in Pittsburgh at one point. There's like a place called the Hill District and whatnot. It was really good. It was like the Pittsburgh Black Wall Street, technically. Where there was a lot of black businesses as far as, you know, shops, supermarkets, theater, black banks, things of that sort. And basically, when Martin Luther King was assassinated, everybody went out into the streets and literally destroyed their own neighborhood. Whether we're talking about the Hill District, Homewood, you know, all across Pittsburgh, East Liberty. These were like predominantly black neighborhoods, and till this day, I mean, right now they're going through gentrification, but until this day, it's been like how many years since he was assassinated and that happened, and the communities have, like, you know, failed to bring up, you know, property value, establish, you know, like stable businesses, you know, things that support the community. They just haven't recovered, bruh. Haven't. Never.
Well, that's what opportunity zones are for.
Right. And, and also that's why you see all these big companies with money coming in and bringing people with vision that's actually trying to do something with the neighborhood, you know?
And black people are upset at that vision. Like, I don't get that. Like, we really get upset at gentrification, but it's not about race.
We got some reason to do it too.
Yeah, we've labeled gentrification literally as white people moving in, which isn't the case. Like, we could gentrify a white neighborhood if we had the money to.
That don't take long either. As soon as we move over there, they're gonna leave.
Exactly. They're gonna leave. Like, they're not gonna be like, we're not trying to be around y'all. Like, what do you mean? We're playing our loud. You know how we do. Like, we like our music a little bit louder. First of all, our music come with a little bit more bass. You know.
I mean, like, you saw the white lady that said, you know, she couldn't articulate herself at all, but some parts she wanted to keep it white. And it's like, I don't get offended at stuff like that, because I'm like, that's no different than what Malcolm X taught. Like, he taught separation, like, by choice. If you want to get a community and group of people and live together, and like, that should be cool. Mm-hmm. And even in Georgia, they did some stuff where, like, the whole town moved itself. Like, the white town, like, they didn't like the leadership.
Right.
And they just moved the whole town. And I'm just like, why? Like, are we fighting to go be in that space? Like, I'm not. They don't want me over there. Why am I trying to go over there?
Facts. That's how it is here. Like, there's this one little section of the town where there's a whole bunch of bars and everything, and there's like a lot of discrimination against like young black males, which
The dress
it's a
codes,
two.
the no Tims
Yeah,
and t-shirts.
but it's a two-way street, bruh. It's a two-way street. We kind of messed it up for ourselves, doing all the riffraff down there, and obviously them people don't want to get taxed and fined by the city, so they got to do something to try to keep the place a little right. Now, I don't agree with the dress code all the time, but at the same time, like, what are they supposed to do? Like,
I mean, that is like it goes both ways because they specifically are pointing out things that we wear. But then again, it's like we had a situation here. It's called the Pearl Street Bury. It happened like about, I think, 2010, 11.
Yeah.
Dude went in, on some Pookie Railway stuff, shot up the restaurant. So it was like, a couple people got killed, like 8. But the club shut down a little bit for that time. And then it opened back up, but it could never recover, like, after that happened. Like, that was like it was a white spot, but a lot of black people would go there on events and stuff like that. And it was like, I actually, like, went to high school, like, at least 4 of the people that got shot there, 2 of them died. 1 of them died later on through like brain problems. But that was an example of like what you just said. Like they changed their dress policy. They didn't want the Tims, the white tees, the hats. They wanted to make it more upscale because they know that people will bring certain riffraff with them. And then like we had our Italian festival and stuff like that. Like it used to be all free stuff, but now they charging the $5 at the door just to deter certain people from coming in because they're not trying to pay that just to get in and pay for parking and all that stuff. So it's like that is you gotta look at it both ways. Yeah, they want to keep certain people out, but there's a reason why people don't go to like the Martin Luther King Day parade and Juneteenth in certain cities because of what comes with that. Like the Italian festivals, the Greek festivals, they don't have them problems.
And no issue. Just great.
Puerto Rican festivals, they just as hood and all that too, but they know how to come together on those days and chill.
We need to learn from the Jews. Like them motherfuckers almost got eradicated, and look at them. They own the banks. Like I don't know. I'm big on that. Like I think we just need to try something else, because we're destructive as a group.
Yeah. Yeah,
we have a lot of potential, though. Not saying that in a way that, like, I don't think the black community is trash. And
not the dollars. Yeah,
you know what I mean. I don't think we're trash, like as a people, but like our morals are just fuck.
Yeah, we just got some shit to work out. We got some big wrinkles to iron.
Well, a simple way to look at it is like, we only been free since 1960, fully free in this country. So it's like we're a baby in comparison to things, and for where we've come from in this country, no other group has probably ever done that. We see when other groups go through some of the things we went through, they shooting up schools, jumping off buildings, like So I'm like, we got a long way to go, but it's like we just really got our freedom in 1968 with certain civil rights passages and women being able to fully vote, black women. So it's like, I look at that. I take that into consideration.
I found out that women didn't even want to vote, Brandon.
Well, yeah, if you look at the suffragists versus the suffragists, that was the beef that they had. They didn't want to vote because they thought that they were going to have the responsibilities of men. So a lot of them didn't want to vote because they thought they would have to go to war and draft and all other stuff. So they fought against it. Like they had their little beef between each other.
Absolutely.
What's up, John? You in here, bro?
Yeah, bro. I'm listening to y'all.
Word. Just making sure, bro. Glad to hear you. Real shit.
That was a goal. He's going to contribute more this time.
Got your essay, John?
We've been talking about gun control, so this is like...
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, to me, that topic is always going to be because it's like every Democratic candidate is on some bull with it. And then we keep seeing black folks go on TV. Like even I just watched something like they got the Mom Against Guns. Like they put a black woman up there with the white lady, and I'm just like, you got to.
Oh, it's going to be a deciding factor in the election.
It is.
Well, I don't. From my perspective, I don't think it's deciding, but it's the topic.
Oh yeah, with the red flag laws and with all these conservatives caving, like you had SC Cup, you got the governor of Ohio, who's a Republican female.
Uh-huh.
You had people who've been like on the right side of the issue, and I'm watching S.C. Cup, who I know she's like socially conservative or whatever, socially liberal. I never liked her though, but like I saw her battle it out with Angela Rye on gun control, like just kill it with facts. But then now she's talking about, what does she say? Like her being right isn't righteous or nonsense. Like, so she's admitting that she's a responder with emotions. Like, she knows the data, she knows the numbers, she knows everything. But now she's no longer an NRA member. Now she wants something. She wants to ban a specific weapon that she owns herself. Like, I'm just like, are we serious now? I think that there are some folks who do want to make on a right that will make the compromise with the red flag laws and stuff like that, and I don't like that. Did y'all see any of that? Like after the second shooting, you saw any of the commentaries from the political people? Like S.E. Cup did it. Trish Reagan did it. She had my guy Robert Perillo come on, who's a Democrat who I respect his commentary because he's black first. But he went on to talk about the situation with Trump and all that. She got mad because she thought that this black male Democrat was going to talk about gun control with her. And he disagreed, and she was in her feelings. Like, she goes, I'm giving you an opportunity, Robert. And he's like, yo, like I'm from the South. I'm a blue dog Democrat. We like our guns here. Like, what are you talking about? So I'm like, why? To me, it felt like they're using white conservative women to pull the emotions to co-sign some of these gun control measures.
That's crazy.
But like, what politician is really going to go against their base? I mean,
the governor of, I think the representative for Ohio is a woman, a Republican, and she was calling for red flag and some gun control. Even Lizzie, the one dude, I forgot his name, Dan, whatever his name, the dude with the one eye, he was talking about red flag laws.
And then people might not have all the facts. Like I'm working on not and thinking people are intrinsically just wanting to take away guns. I just feel like people are emotional and don't know all the facts. And like you said, these red flag laws, it just opens the door for this more discrimination. But not everyone sees it that way. That's our perspective because we experience it every day.
Exactly. I mean, but just think about the world we live in, though. When people flag you, they report you for your post on Facebook. We saw the whole summer thing with the peppermint patties and the little black girl selling water and the white lady calling the cop. Like, we see all that happening to us, and we think there's going to be equity and fairness when it comes to guns. So now they know you don't. They can just report you, say this and that, and now you have no right to defend yourself. We all most black folks got issues with stand your ground laws. I agree that the application of the law is improper. I have no issue with the actual law. But if we're not, we failing in that issue, what do you think will happen with these red flag laws? How do you think it's going to turn out too? Like, they already had, I think it was Baltimore had theirs in October, their first, after it got implemented, and somebody got killed because the cops came and get the gun, and he pulled it out and they killed him. It's like, yeah, saying this is about saving lives and all. That's the one-liner they say. If we can save one life, but like, you putting cops at risk and people at risk now when they come to your door talking about so-and-so said this and that, and now we coming to get your gun. Like, what?
Right.
Now we in some Minority Report pre-crimes nonsense where you get accused of something, and we gonna find out later if you did it or not. Even the chick on Fox and Friends, when Judge Napolitano was on there, she was like, if you make threats and this and that, I think that you should. She supported the red flag laws. Judge Napolitano was breaking out like, you can't do that. You need due process. You need the 14th Amendment. You can't just take somebody's property without them committing a crime.
Right. Can't do that shit.
That's where we headed, though. It seems like that's going to be a compromise, I think. Because I'm seeing too many.
You think red flag is going to pass?
I think so. I think it's already, because a lot of states have already adopted it. So it's to the point where the more the states do it, it's going to be an easy just compromise at the federal level, because like New York, ours just went into effect last week, so we have it here now, and it's like the 17 or 18 other states that got it already.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, to me, like, the gun issue is like for me, it's like it's high priority. Like that's in my top 5. And any person talking about any type of gun control, I'm gonna make it my issue to vote against you.
Right.
I support that shit. Yeah. But yeah, I see why you think that it's going to pass. It does make sense for it to pass. It is a common ground of sorts between both sides. It can be looked at as bipartisan.
That's what it is. It's like the bump stocks. Nobody cared about bump stocks.
Yeah.
I mean, real gun hard advocates who understand, like, yo, this is how progressivism works. They do things here and there, and they finally get to their goal. Of course, they're like, nah, hell no compromise. And we see, like, when I did my research about, like, the NRA, asking white men, like, the ones who don't like the NRA, the reason why they don't like them is because they say they compromise too much. Like, a lot of the things we have now are because of the compromises that they made. So I get that now. Like, to me, it's no compromises. If you talking any type of gun controls, I'm not messing with you.
Right. That shit crazy.
All these different states, like taxing bullets, making you get insurance, making you have a license. They forget that this is it's not a privilege. It's a right.
Yo, bullets are cheap as hell.
No, it depends.
Well, 300 blackout, which I'm building my first 300 blackout right now. Them joints ain't cheap.
Oh shit! With the shit we was using, that shit they wanted $6 a box
for the pistol.
Nah, it was for a shotgun.
Oh yeah, shotgun shells and pistol shells bullets are cheap, but
pistol shells are like I think they tax at the range.
It's when you get the rifle shells.
Going to the range and buying bullets is like a negative. Like you won't pay extra $5. Like go to Walmart and you can get a box of 223 at Walmart for like $30, 50 bullets.
Man.
Well, for now, until they hop on the bandwagon and they get rid of their bullets too.
I thought Walmart got rid of their bullets already.
Nah, they got rid of rifles a long time ago. Then they still got shotguns and they got rid of AR-15s. They still got shotguns and rifles, and they still got bullets. Well, at least mine. Not all of them though. Like if your Walmart is in a city or close to a city or schools and all that, they don't. Yeah. But if it's out in the suburb, like mine, we have 2. One is out way in the country, and one is like out Orchard Park where the Bills play at. Out there, those are the only 2 here that actually sell guns and bullets.
Mm.
But they said they got rid of the violent game stuff. Like people reacting to be stupid. Like, come on. To me, like what Dick's did too. The first they got rid of AR-15s out of that main store, but they had a little smaller store that they owned too. They still sold in there, and then I guess after the Florida thing, they got rid of rifles there. But all you doing is helping the mom and pops out. You giving away like Cabela's and Dick, all these mainstream stores who got rid of their AR-15s. All you doing is making the mom and pop stores get that dollars, get those revenues, which I would rather have them I would rather they get that money anyways.
Mm-hmm. Especially mom and pops. You know what I mean? They be having all the exclusive stuff anyway.
Oh yeah. I bought my lower like the day after Cuomo. They said that the bill was on Cuomo's desk for like the red flag and all this new stuff that they kicked in. And I went and bought the lower that day, and I just bought all my parts. I put everything together. My lower's almost completely done. I'm buy my upper in a couple weeks.
Shit, that's the only thing. That's the only reason I don't do a 458 is because them bullets is high as hell.
Yeah, I wanted to build a 7.62 AR, but because the bullets are cheap, you can get like 1,000 rounds for like $250. But that 300 blackout, I was just like, there's a lot of malfunction fees with the 7.62 and the AR platform, so I didn't want to deal with all that. So I was like, freak it, I'll build me a 300 blackout, and then I'll get an AK actually and use 7.62 that way. So there's no problems.
Yeah, you might as well just get a K, bro. Like for the 7.62 and just like call it a day.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just if you're in the blackout, you gotta be careful with that though too, because you can't shoot 5.56 or 2.23 out of the barrel. So you gotta be careful that you don't ever mix no bullets up, nothing like that, because you'll blow your gun up.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it'll be hard next to it. I'll say a 5.56, but next to a 7.62, I'll definitely be like, that thing look similar as hell. I'm like, ooh. Mm-mm.
No, but a 3 on the blackout will go in a 5.56 magazine though. They gotta fit in there, but it just won't go through the barrel.
Mm.
Yeah.
So what's up? The charging pin won't even it won't even blow it.
No, it'll blow your gun up.
Oh, all right. Yeah. We don't want to do that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I got to make sure I have separate safes and, be cool with that. That's not hard. That was one of the deterrents I told myself. Mainly it's the price, because 300 blackout costs too much to shoot. It's basically $10. Wait, 10 for 20 bullets, or that's the cheapest.
What?
If you want better grades, you want full metal jackets, you want different like that, it goes up to $15 for 20 bullets.
Oh, no.
So it's not like it's my featureless rifle, which in New York we got. Either you can have all the bells and whistles on your gun, the stock collapsible, flash hider, and all that stuff, but you just have to lock your magazine. That's not practical. That's not functional. That's stupid. But these are the common sense gun control measures that they all want to implement. Like you got to lock your magazine so you can't reload faster. But to me, that just makes the weapons not function the way it's supposed to function. So I'm building a featureless rifle where I don't have some of the extras, but I can take my magazine out when I want.
Okay. Yeah, at least you can do that, because locking your magazine, what type of shit is that? That's
when
crazy.
you have a malfunction, you just SOL. Somebody comes to your door with the Draco with a 100-round mag, and then you got your 7 bullets by law. You can only have 7 at home. Only 10 is for the range, but you can have 7 in your house.
Mm-hmm.
And then your gun malfunctions. What do you do?
Yeah, it's over for you.
Exactly. But these are common sense gun control measures.
No.
Anything else on that? Because none of y'all saw the Chappelle, but what else we talk? Did you think about the Michael Jackson stuff?
I think that I think it's an interesting perspective. I think it plays to the fact that we get all emotional when people do some fucked up shit. Like, we're not all human. So I see where he was going with it. I kind of feel I don't feel the same way exactly. If I knew definitely that Michael Jackson molested kids, definitely. I don't know. I don't know if I could. I don't know how I would feel. I feel like the reason why we can play around with it is because nothing is certain yet.
Yeah. A lot of the 2 dudes already lied and recanted, and then there was information saying that time and dates didn't match up to what they said in the documentary. So it's safe to discredit that situation because people still don't know. But the R. Kelly situation, we got him on tape. It's been 30 years. We listened to his music. He did that shit.
Yeah, R. Kelly did that shit.
He did that shit a few times.
Yeah, you see how it's so easy to write off R. Kelly. Now we don't even fuck with that nigga no more.
I mean, honestly, bro, I'm gonna keep it a bean. The only people who really keep him alive are older women.
Yeah.
To be honest,
that's what I never understood. It's how black men be getting blamed for his success still, and I'm like, we not going to concerts wiping sweat off his tongue and shit.
Bro,
that's not us.
That's older. That's older women. Bro.
We not taking our daughters to go backstage to go see him. Who? That's not us. I remember in 2002 when the black pastors and people were protesting. They were buying the CD and breaking it, giving them money. I understand that part, but I remember that. And then it didn't work. It didn't go through. Something happened. He rebounded from that. He beat his case, obviously, because the police planted evidence and went overboard. But
yeah, they went crazy.
Yeah. So it was now what? And I guess they kept trying until they got him in the right time. I guess now in the Me Too, this is the right time and they got him finally.
Somebody was itching to ask you to play it at the wedding.
Oh, shit.
Anthony, go on and put that Kelly on.
Oh.
The funny thing about R. Kelly, though, is growing up younger, listening to his music, you could feel the perversion in his music. That's when I'm yeah, this nigga nasty. That's really when I stopped. That was before any of the allegations. Yeah, this dude, I can't be listening to this, letting this in my spirit like this. There's something wrong with dude. That's without all the allegations and all that. Just him. And so it was it was never a big deal to me. Yeah, dude got issues.
Man, look, I ain't never played R. Kelly. I just used to hear him at parties and clubs and
Yeah, I ain't never looked for R. Kelly in the playlist.
No, it's like funny when you say
Kelly.
that, but when you start going through his catalog, like damn, like oh my god.
I mean, I
Like-
might have him like on a feature, like on a Jeezy or
Yeah.
But other than that, I ain't got no R. Kelly in my playlist,
That is some different shit, right?
bruh. You ain't never. I can't even really remember too many people saying like, "Yo, put that Kelly on." Like what?
I think it was more of an industry thing. Like they let him live, and they worked with him, and they got their songs written for them. That's why they didn't turn their back on him because they was getting money off of him,
I think that shit. Hey, bud.
writing for Celine Dion and all the other people, and like making these hits. And like, of course, they protected him.
Them niggas knew. That's crazy, man.
Oh yeah. Well, what y'all think about this Jay-Z shit?
Yeah, I knew that was coming next.
Oh yeah.
I did a video about it already. To me, it's like
I'll check it out later. I'm gonna check a video out later.
like to me, knowing the history of Jay-Z and doing other videos on him, like he's always had questionable business practices. So I never looked at this as like anything different than that. Like his moves. I mean, like he's always been about self-interest. He's always been about moving forward at all costs. Like when you look at how Rockefeller ended, they sold the company. Then Def Jam hired him as president after getting rid of everybody else. Like he's always, to me, been that dude. So it wasn't nothing different to me. Not to mention, I never cared about Kaepernick's protest either. I thought that shit was stupid. It was misguided and all that. So like for me, it wasn't like me picking sides between him or Cap. I don't like the fact that people keep making it seem like Cap gotta be asked permission to do stuff with the NFL after he already took a settlement, after Eric Reid got a settlement and he's still playing. Like that part to me is like, what man has to ask another man? Can he do business?
Yeah.
Like, what do I need your permission
Especially
for?
he a billionaire.
Yeah.
I'm not asking for permission.
Like, I mean, there was the rumors too about Jay-Z saying don't do this to Travis, but they say that was just about him saying don't do it and be behind Maroon 5. You be the headline, and then JD did look like he was being, like he backpedaled a little bit, like he was doing the same deal that Jay-Z signed, and then they had a conversation, and then he didn't. He fall back, and now Jay-Z's doing that deal. So it's like if he did tell him not to, so he could do it or whatever, that's some sucker stuff. But that's business. And it does look like when you watch the interview of him clearing it up, JD, it does seem like he changed the story a little bit. Like he said basically when they had the conversation, Jay-Z told him where he stood, which was with Cap and with the boycott, but you do you. But I'm saying like if Jay-Z, this powerful allegedly dude in the industry, is telling you I'm on this side, what do you think that's telling him?
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all see Marcellus Wiley's Speak for Yourself?
No.
Yeah, y'all gotta watch that. That's a topic of conversation. He went in on Cap. He went in on Nessa. He went in on Eric Reid and I think another dude was biracial as well. But he brought it there. He brought it there to the identity issue with trying to follow Cap and all this other stuff.
Ain't he half breed?
Not even half breed, but raised by white folks in Wisconsin. Like, add that all together. Not only that, but his girl's not even black. She's Egyptian. But yet they feel like they're the gatekeepers with Sean King, who's not black either, telling black athletes that they sell out some coons and that for working with the NFL. Then Roland Martin is annoying.
What had me was NFL players trying to condemn Jay-Z while they're playing. That shit's crazy.
That again, Eric Reid, he got a settlement, a part of Cap settlement, and he got a $20 million contract, and got the nerve to talk about other people playing or getting paid and working with the NFL. That didn't make sense to me.
First of all, what is weird to me is that we're giving his opinion too much freaking weight in a conversation where it really doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? Like, bruh, Eric Reid, what is he doing weighing in on business conversations dealing with the NFL? he shouldn't weigh on nothing other than, I mean, honestly, like, I can't really say that, but at the same time, it's like, yo, bro, you really don't know what's.
Football?
No, I ain't saying he should shut up and just play football, but bro, it's like, I mean, he really doesn't know the full aspect of what's really going on. So how could you really?
I don't think anybody does. Like everybody's going ballistic over this deal about what Jay-Z's doing. First of all, so the people that are condemning him are saying, "Oh, we should boycott him." First of all, you don't know what he's going to do. You don't know if it's going to affect anything for the good or the bad. But regardless of if you boycott him or not, what you do is not going to change his status as a billionaire. Like he's not going to lose money from you. He just signed a deal with NFL. Like that's everybody's favorite sport. They make the most money. So no, I think baseball makes the most money, but still, it's one of the top grossing industries. He just made a deal with them. So what you think of him really doesn't matter. And then my first thought was I didn't see why he had to join the NFL. Like we were doing enough outside of the NFL that we didn't need to join forces with where the protest started. But again, like what he's doing could provoke some good change. I mean, Jay-Z's always calculated. The man's a billionaire, so he knows something. He knows what he's doing. So my first stance, I'm with Cap, and not for the purpose of saying, oh, there's police brutality or there's injustice in the U.S. I'm for his right to protest. I feel like if he feels some type of way about something, he can do it anywhere. And I feel like whenever a black person protests, no matter what it is, there's a problem with it. Like you take it back to the civil rights age, we did sit-ins, and that was wrong. Or we tried to sit in the front of the bus, and that was wrong.
Well, wasn't? Go ahead, bro. Sorry.
And now we protest in the streets, which I think is useless. I think going out and holding signs and screaming doesn't do anything. But if people want to do that and they're doing it peacefully, why are you ridiculing them? And so, but at the end of the day, it's not going to. I feel like whatever he does in the NFL is not going to affect. I'm not an NFL player, and Jay-Z don't give. He doesn't care about what happens to Jonathan. So why would I get like up in arms because he's doing something with the NFL?
No, I agree with you.
I think that it's more so the fact that Jay-Z was on that Cap side. Like he was the voice, he was the gatekeeper telling people no, or he's got the woke lyrics now about black people working together or sticking together, but now he goes in the back door. I can understand that argument. I also understand people saying, well, when they had the little interview, they didn't specify what his role will be. They talked about the performing part and the music part, and it turns out people, like the one dude on Roller Martin said that basically there's going to be a CD at the end of all the performances, and the proceeds from that will go towards the cause. So it's like some trickle-down type stuff. But, again, I don't have either side in the situation, but I do understand some of the arguments on both sides when it's like Jay-Z was a voice with everybody else on the bandwagon of don't you participate, we boycotting this, we doing some stuff with Cap, and then now he crossed the picket line, essentially.
Okay, I see that argument, but we don't know if Jay-Z went in and he's about to blow the place up. Like, we don't know exactly what
he's going to make his money like he should.
You said what?
He's going to make his money like he should. I fuck with it. I think, I first of all, Cap's a bitch. Wasn't he offered like 2 deals while we were fighting for his right to play?
That's the funny thing. Like, we don't even address that.
We don't know for sure.
No, we do know for sure.
And I think it is
what,
like
Nike, right?
I think it's
no, like playing deal. Like,
no,
deals
he
to
had
play.
an opportunity to play in Denver for $8 million, but he turned it down because that was less than his contract.
How do we know that?
What do you mean? Like that? It's public information that John Elway reached out to him and tried to get him on.
He said that?
Yes,
no, he said he reached out to him before he became a free agent.
Yes.
This was before, not while he was released.
Does it matter? Yes, it does because he was still in the
Why?
contract. He was still in the contract with the 49ers, and he
It
was.
doesn't matter. We're talking about
was betting on
I thought it
himself.
was about the movement. See, is it about football or the movement? Pick one.
What do you mean?
Is it
like-
about him playing or is it about police brutality?
Yeah, is it about him playing or is it about police brutality?
I think it's about police brutality, but
So it don't matter if he was a free agent or still under contract. It don't matter.
but it's like, why is he was clearly one of the top quarterbacks. He could have at least been a backup, but nobody wanted to sign him, and we don't know like for sure if anybody offered him a contract. We just get these reports that before he was a free. I'd read the ones about the Broncos. I have to refresh my memory, but I don't believe he was a free agent at the time when they reached out to him. I think it was like beforehand, and he turned it down when he was trying to bet on himself, which he should. Like he has he's a Super Bowl. He didn't win the Super Bowl, but he won the Super Bowl.
But he did that, but his stats were trash that last season though.
Either way, he can carry a team regardless. So, but Blake Bortles is starting on the Jags, and we got I don't know who was playing the year with the Jets. I don't know. They got a carousel quarterback. He was in the top 32.
Come on,
So
Sanchez.
it was about exactly. It was about keeping him quiet or keeping him out of our establishment. So, oh, you're not going to walk and talk like we want, and I think that's wrong too. Like, if it was a white guy protesting gun control, would you block him out too? If he's probably not going to take a knee during the anthem, but he's going to protest in some kind of way. You going to block him out for protest?
I don't think they would do that at their job. I think they would use their platform to go do it outside of their work.
I mean, I commend him for. I mean, he sacrificed his career and he used his platform to do it.
Did he?
I don't think you should. I don't think it's a necessity that you should once you get to that platform.
Bruh, he made more money.
What you mean?
He made more money outside of the NFL, bruh.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because we're talking about sacrifice. He didn't sacrifice shit. He came out.
His career in the NFL. He wanted to. I mean, what about the level?
Bruh, that's
what
my
if you
problem.
still want to continue? What if you still want to continue your career? Like,
bruh, that's my problem with the community. We give too much of a fuck about football and sports and shit.
That's true. I told you I don't care. I'm just saying.
We keep talking about this man's career. He don't even care about his career.
I mean, at this point, yeah.
He don't even care about his career, but we are here fighting for him to play a fucking sport that he make more money taking pictures and looking crazy and kneeling for.
Well, for a minute, he wanted to get in. He was telling owners, "I'm ready. I'm staying fit. I'm ready to come back." And nobody's Jerry Jones and people like that was telling people no.
People want what they can't have.
But every team doesn't need a quarterback though. Like, so it's like that's not even like.
At this point, no. But at the time, yeah, he was in the top. He was in. Come on, bro. It was. I remember it was Blake Bortles starting, and some other two other teams could have used Cap, but they refused to. And then the year Redskins their quarterback kept getting injured. I remember Alex Smith broke his leg. Colt McCoy broke his leg. Mark Sanchez did something. He broke his leg, something like that. They wouldn't. They refused. They sound like Josh Johnson or something.
Well, you do realize like players that are good like have been cancers in locker rooms and people just don't want them. Period. Like, do you think they have the right to say like we don't want that attention in our team, despite they do.
They do. But at the same time, it's like what are you trying to silence him for, or what are you trying to keep out? And it's the fact that he knelt for police brutality. And like I said, I don't necessarily think that police brutality is a big prominent issue. I think those are isolated incidents, but I support his right to say something about it and peacefully protest. Like, what is the right way to protest? Every time we protest is wrong. It's like,
there's truth to that, but again, it's like his platform, he could have did that anywhere. He didn't have to do it at work.
Okay, but it doesn't matter. You can't pick and choose how you protest. You can't say, oh, you can't do it here, do it here. Like,
we just got finished saying that you can't protest and tear your own shit up. So you can pick and choose how you protest.
The NBA,
that's idiotic, obviously. But if he's doing it peacefully, you can't say, "Oh, that's wrong too." Like, no, if he wants to do it on an anthem, and the anthem is racist anyway. Like, why is nobody talking about this?
How is it racist?
If you go into the second stanza or the second verse of the song, it talks about a slave trying to get away, and he's not going to escape or something like that.
I can look it up right now.
No, that's true. But I know that, but I'm just saying, like, to me, the business aspect of it, right? Like, you had Jemele Hill who got fired from ESPN. What did she do? Even though black folks defended her, she admitted after she got fired, she did what she did was wrong. But she was telling people how to boycott the Dallas Cowboys, who was the most profitable team in the NFL, right? But the NFL has to deal with ESPN, aka Disney. So she's telling people how to hurt her employers, deals. Like, so they let it go. So I'm saying, how is that any differently with Cap? Like, if the white people in the crowd don't want to see him kneeling, and their viewership is down and their attendance is down, as a business owner, what are you going to
do? You're saying he's certain. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's a good point. But
because that's what happened, right? Like, people think that like, you got white folks saying it was them, and you got black folks saying it was us. But it's like they had a 5% decrease in, I think, viewership, and they had a 10% decrease in attendance. But yet each team still made a 5% increase in revenue. I think each team got like $250 million. So that showed you that the boycott didn't work. And then last season, the NFL ratings went up again. So it's like, okay, you tried.
Oh, people not boycotting for real.
I don't know if it is or not, but I'm just saying, like, it ain't work. If it was.
Sure. But I understand.
And that's the thing I didn't like either, though, because you had all these people, like, in the industry trying to be fake woke and just shaming people, oh, you can't give up a game, you can't do this and they can't do that. Then Jay-Z does what he does, and now it's, oh, let's wait and see what happened and this and that. I'm like, it's like, it was even hard to watch a lot of commentary on it from, like, a lot of, like, the Breakfast Club or, the Joe Budden podcast, because everybody's connected in some way to Jay-Z, or even Marcel, which I said you should watch the Speak for Yourself segment with Marcellus Wiley. He clearly was caping for Jay-Z in the point where you can tell that he works for Roc Nation in some form or fashion. But I think that's just, to me, that's just it. Like, if you can't use on one side of the argument and now people looking at you sideways, I just think Jay-Z's finally getting energy that he deserves, not just from this particular deal, but there's other things in the past with the Barclays, the whole situation he did with Tidal and how he bought it.
Honestly.
Yeah, he used the death of Mike Brown to try to sell it. Like, I didn't like that freestyle he did. Everybody was like no, like, you competing with Apple, Spotify, and Google, like, they're a competition. Like, what are you talking about? Like, he invoked social justice bars to get people to buy his overpriced product. I didn't like that.
I think this low-key ties back to what Dapper Dan was trying to say.
That's exactly. That's exactly. I was thinking about that earlier when the dude said it. That's exactly what I was saying. You got to fight from within, and I get that. Like, there's two parts of the protest. You got your groups that go out there and they make noise. And then you got your other group that come in and they do business. And the goal is that people come in the door.
My thing is, you don't think it's some smart white men in the company, or like Jerry Jones, like, he's the ringleader. If it wasn't for Roger Goodell, I think Jerry Jones would be commissioner of the NFL. You don't think these white men are smart enough to, like, know, like, okay, this black rapper who thinks he's going to come in here and infiltrate our industry?
That's foolishness.
you think they not smart enough to know? Like,
they wouldn't let Trump in that group. How you gonna let Jay-Z in?
Hell yeah.
They told Trump no. They told what's his name? Rush Limbaugh no.
But he's not owning the team. He's like an ambassador.
Well, a lot of people ran with that though, thinking that he gonna be in the room and be in the door and have these conversations. Like, no, that's a club that they built for themselves. And they're not letting anybody in.
Yeah. Donald Trump was trying to buy the
Bills.
He's not trying to buy the team. He's trying to, quote unquote. He said, like, we're past the kneeling part. We're gonna move past that. And he's trying to do something about social injustice. So.
Yeah, but the black people ran with the whole fake story about him buying the team. So I'm like.
He's not about to let him buy. I don't know what we don't know what he's gonna be able to do, but I'm saying, like, whatever he does, it's not. He's not gonna be able to infiltrate or do nothing, because the white men are gonna keep an extra eye on him, and it's 32 of them.
Yeah.
So, or 31. I know the one in
Jacksonville is not white. Yeah.
We gonna see, man. Like you said, Jay strategic. He might pull a rabbit out of a hat. Next thing you know, I mean, they said he might do part ownership. I don't know what the fuck they gonna say.
That's the thing too. Like, if you because he had to get out of the deal with Brooklyn Nets because he owns Rock Nation. You can't own a sports agent company and be and a team owner. So it's like he would have to give up. He would have to divest from Rock Nation, which he's not going to do.
And I know damn well he could become a minority owner of the Steelers, but the Roonies ain't giving that shit up.
Jay-Z?
It's a lot of black folks that are minority owners. A lot of teams like Serena Venus. They all. A lot of them own Miami. I think Usher owns parts of the Cavaliers.
Basketball. Do you hear of like partial owners of football teams, or just it? Usually, what I hear is like family. Like it runs down the family. Like
Well,
it rarely like.
I know Miami. What he did was he sold half of it, so he still owns like the majority of the team, like 51%. But it's
Miami
like,
Dolphins or Miami Heat.
pardon me,
Miami Dolphins or Miami Heat.
Miami Dolphins. The owner, he sold it a couple years ago for tax reasons or whatever, but he kept half of it, and then like it's like a whole bunch of other celebrities that own the other 49%.
Oh yeah,
Mark
you can
Anthony,
get a
J Lo, Serena, and Venus. A lot of people.
You can get a little piece, and I don't know. I think we need to think about how economics work. Like Jay-Z's worth $1 billion, but think about how much money it costs to actually operate a team.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it didn't make sense. Like, if you a billionaire, just scratching the door, you're not buying the team. Even when Diddy said it a couple years ago, like, no, like the cheapest team in the league is the Bills, and that's $2 billion, and it just goes up from there. Like, you need multiple billions, like the Seattle Seahawks. That's the richest dude in the league. He's got like 18 billion. Jerry Jones he's only worth like 4 or 5 billion, but his team's the most profitable team in the league. Like,
9
you need
times out of 10,
a
you
couple
gonna have
bills.
to write the check for that stadium. Too.
Yes, the taxpayers pay for it now, but yeah, depends on your city.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a hefty deposit from you, hitting the rest from the taxpayers.
If you watch Ballers with The Rock, like that, it shows really good at showing you how all that shit works.
I saw one episode. I was like, "Whoa, this is interesting." I never knew about it. Like it reminded me of the game, but it's a little bit more.
It's a lot better. It's more on the business side than the game was, because they're agents and sport. You know what I mean? So they're coming from that angle.
Yeah.
So it's a decent show.
Yeah, that show was really decent though. Ballers was definitely good.
Yeah, I think the third season or fourth season just started like last Sunday.
How about the Nationals?
What's up?
You said Steelers?
How about the Nationals? The Nationals are putting in work. Y'all watch baseball?
Hell no.
Nah.
Nah. I'll go to the game though. I'm not gonna shit on baseball. I'll go just for the atmosphere, but baseball's not my shit.
I keep up with it. I don't watch every game, but I take in.
I pay attention towards the end of the playoff season. That's it. Like, if it's only when I'm in the gym, and I'm like, all right, I see the same teams here all the time.
Yeah, it's the same game every year.
That should be bogus, but
Hell yeah.
They got the best contracts though, so I can respect that.
They do, man. That's crazy. Bryce Harper, what he did? He got $200 million over 5 years, something like that.
It's because it's the least impact.
Huh?
It's the least impact. It makes more sense to invest more in your players because you can get more out of them. Like your career is longer.
They play 82 damn games, so that's why they get paid.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But still, like if
if
you're getting hit every game, I'm gonna pay you less.
Your liability.
That's just off a business decision. I have to insure. It's more for insurance because I don't think. Are you an independent contractor as an NFL player?
Yeah, because your contracts aren't guaranteed.
Oh shit! So your health care coming out your pocket?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I do think they should work that out and get that situated. Like,
God damn.
I mean, they probably got bundles though.
Yeah, they got they. That's the thing too about the whole NFL thing, right? Because it's like They all got that increased bonus, but a part of their CBA agreement was they get revenue from the advertisement. So if that's why none of the players gonna boycott. Basically, if the players would have boycotted, they would have been hurting their own pockets too.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing too. A lot of people were mentioning like after the fact, like because like if you're not in a Nelson program, your ratings don't count towards any TV show rating. So like the whole time I've been saying that for 3 years, and now all of a sudden, after Jay-Z did what he did, now they're like, well, it don't even matter anyways because you're not in the Nelson program. You don't got that box in your house, so they're not really measuring it. And I'm like, so now you don't want to bring out the logic and reason because Jay-Z involved.
Well, you know how that goes, bro.
What is so?
Oh, it's called Nielsen.
Whatever he does, whatever Jay-Z does in conjunction with the NFL, is it going to affect any everyday people like just
No, basically they said it's just going to be proceeds from a CD. That's it.
It's going to be what?
The proceeds from all the concerts, whatever he puts together, whatever he controls, they're going to make a CD at the end of the season, and the proceeds from that is what's going to go towards criminal justice reform or whatever.
Okay, so when they said deal, what did they say money, or did they just say?
It's the same. Like it's similar to the same deal that JD had. Like just you controlling Jermaine Dupri, like what he got killed for doing, like just giving parties and promoting stuff, and producing shows and producing the halftime show.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's doing essentially.
So he stands to making no money from this. Correct.
I don't know. I think Rock Nation, his business will make money. Yeah.
From like sports agency though, not from him doing stuff in the NFL.
I think
like
so. Because he has artists that will work and get paid for performing.
Rock Nation will get paid for that.
That's the label.
Hell yeah, they make them these 360 deals crazy, bro.
So who signs those? I don't think all artists. I think artists gotten smarter over the years, and they like
not everybody.
Ain't nobody. Unless you independent, you take what they give you.
Jay-Z, you think that like when you look at that concert that they gave at the last minute, they gave a concert for Hillary in Ohio, and all of Rock Nation was there. Like that's like. I think that's part of their deal. That's part of their like what he said you got to do.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, you work for the label, bro. You're not free, bro.
Until you got to do a certain amount of albums, and they got to do they got to hit certain numbers.
Bro, all your rappers are broke, bro.
I believe that. I don't know.
Not all of them. I mean, they're not all broke,
I don't know.
but it depends on how smart they are. So like if you get an advance for like $3 million and you spend it, you're a dummy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't know they get into your touring. Like that's not cool.
Oh yeah, that's a 360, bro. Yeah. All of it.
I just realized like I thought like that's how they really make their money is by tours, and if they get in your tour bag. But that's crazy. But
that's
a person
for the streaming, bro.
Like Jay-Z has a tour 360 as well, but for him it's worth it because he's making so much and he gets so much on the front end. It don't matter. But when you're a smaller artist, like it works for Drake, it'll work for Nicki, it'll work for Jay. But smaller artists, it's like you're a slave.
Oh yeah. Yeah, bro. But how else would a label make their money? Streaming has.
It's anything like
disrupted the market.
Even with like gaming, like
still
gamers get sponsored and they sign deals and all this stuff. And it's like it's the same thing. Like they're putting you on, they're putting you in the house and all this other stuff, and they're sponsoring you. So they're gonna get everything off you. Everything you eat, they're gonna eat off you too. Even with the reality shows, if you go do something outside of that, they get a part of that bag. If you be Cardi B, I think his name Mona Scott is the woman who run that show.
Oh yeah, Love It Hip Hop.
Yeah, like I'm sure she got to be getting a bag from that Atlantic from Cardi B's success.
Oh yeah. You own. She probably owns a piece of her likeness.
Yeah.
Owns the name Cardi B and all of that.
They said the same thing with I think that's part of Tyler Perry's deal too. when you sign on with him, anything you do, if he puts you on, anything you do outside of him, he gets a cut of it. Same with Lee Daniels.
Yeah, man. But Trump just signed. Well, he ain't just signed, but earlier this year he signed that reform bill for entertainment.
Yeah, that helped them out, and they ain't say shit about that.
Nothing.
That's crazy. You could protest and be mad and want him out, and still be benefiting from his policies, benefit from his tax plan.
Yo, that shit is wild to me. That shit, it really upsets me. Like, we really benefit from a lot of this shit he's changing. Like, but want to impeach him.
No, some of these motherfuckers though, when they go behind that booth, they voting for his ass. They just not gonna tell nobody.
Oh yeah, niggas voting for Trump next year, bro. I'm telling you.
I want black men. I don't care. Black women gonna do what they gonna do. like they loyal, but because they got 14% last time. If you get 20-25%, I just want to see like the tears of people like Roland Martin and all these other liberals who have been chastising black men for how we vote. I can't wait for them numbers to come in. Cause I be trolling on like different liberal publications or whatnot on Facebook I just be like, they talking about Kamala is beating Trump in a poll. I'm like, she's not even beating Joe Biden or Bernie Sanders right now in her own party. How she gonna beat Trump? And she's not even gonna win her nomination.
It's gonna be a mess, man.
Have y'all still been watching the Democrat debates?
Yeah, they haven't had one since the one in what? I've been keeping up with who's qualified. I don't think I think a lot of them been cut out, which I think is very nice because a lot of them was just wasting airtime.
Do you think it's fair though that the people just getting rid of them? Like if people want to see them, shouldn't they be able to?
Yeah, but I mean, it's based on polls, isn't it? Like you have to be favored in.
Yeah, but it's rules that the Democratic Party keeps changing. Like they control it. So like Tulsi Gabbard might not be. She got the numbers, but I guess she might not be at the next debate.
She doesn't have the numbers. Well, I think she. No, it was what's the guy's name? What was the guy that just qualified?
Qualified?
He just he was struggling for a minute. But I think it's based on public opinion. So I mean, you say it's based on if people want to see it. Apparently not enough people want to see her, and I think she's good. I think Tulsi Gabbard, she's one of the favorable ones. Her and Pete. Oh, it was Julian Castro. That's the one that he was struggling for a minute, but he just made it. But I think those are three good candidates. But if it's based on polls in public, then how can you be mad? And I mean.
I think it's more to do with the DNC, though.
You're conservative, right? I feel like whoever gets nominated is going to be easier for Trump to win, honestly. Just because everybody up there is untrustworthy. And like Kamala, how do you pronounce it? Is that how you pronounce her name?
Kamala? Well, it changed. She had to blacken it up, but it's Kamala now.
Whatever it is, she got destroyed last one when she was leaving.
Yeah.
And I think people will come. I listened to Bernie Sanders. I just realized I was all for Bernie Sanders when Hillary Clinton was nominated, but Bernie Sanders don't need to be nominated either. He's just talking about free this, free that. Like this country will go to shit.
It's funny that like because nobody liked Hillary, Bernie's bull was like masked, but now that like Hillary's not here, all the stuff that we can see with Bernie now, like he had issues with like Simone Sanders, aka EJ. She like left him to go with Uncle Joe, and then Tesla Figueroa, who's a political commentator on Fox, she was with Bernie Sanders' team, and she's gone. So it's like you see all the allegations that we heard about him, but the Bernie Bros, and then there was people harassing women in the joint. Like all that stuff was kind of masked because nobody liked Hillary, but now like it's like damn Bernie, like we thought that he had a lot of black vote, but he really don't. He really didn't.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's not cool. And then Joe Biden, he's an idiot. So he's leading the polls. I think people are starting to wise up on him.
Touchy Biden.
You was good as vice. I mean, when you didn't have a voice for real, like when you was vice president, we didn't know how idiotic you were. But now that you have a mic and you have a platform, like some of the stuff you said just doesn't make sense. But I enjoyed the fact that he put Kamala Harris on blast about her expensive
right. You hear her on the game.
what you call it Medicare for.
You was about to get roasted.
Well, they don't understand. But I think it's not a thing where they don't like it. I mean, he's always been a businessman. I don't ever think he's just solely been a rapper. I remember one interview he was doing when he was like what 21. He was like he was trying to make money in his sleep, and so I think he's always been a businessman. It's just
No, I get.
but
no,
like
I
but
get
like you
that.
said, but yeah, like you said, I think it is people don't understand like.
You gonna understand business.
And we were quick to pit him against Kaepernick for whatever reason. That's always been a black problem.
No, it
Like,
wasn't
always-
us though. It was them though. Like Nessa,
Who?
Kaepernick, Eric Reed, Jamel Hill. Like
It
these
was them
people,
doing it.
they said that Jay-Z sold out and went against them. It wasn't us.
Well, I think they feel like that because I mean, Kaepernick was the one that started it, and then Jay-Z, they didn't have a conversation about him. It's not that you ask permission. It's just courtesy. Like, hey, I'm about to do this on your behalf. I mean, because it is on his behalf, right? It's supposed to be. It's about social injustice. And so, like, I think that's why they felt like, there should have been more of a conversation instead of you just making your own move. And I feel like they think there's some monetary gain to be, something to be gained financially. Where I think there is, I don't think Jay-Z needs that money. I think Jay-Z has multiple streams of income already. He doesn't need the NFL's money. I remember one song he said, "NFL needs me. I don't need the NFL," or something like that. And so, yeah, I think people are just misguided or misinformed on what he's doing, and don't, like Anthony said, they don't understand his business decisions. And that's their problem. I think if you want to spend your day being mad and arguing with somebody online about somebody who your opinion is not going to change their status, then go ahead. But I'm not.
That's just us though. Like that's like I guess we have no power, so that's what we do. We rant and rave on the internet. I mean, look at the whole people crying about the Chick-fil-A. I mean, Popeyes thing. Like that's just the age we live in. Social justice warriors via social media.
Yeah, that's crazy. But shout out to Jay-Z for being a billionaire and being able to make boss moves like that. Because it's not many rappers that can do that. They can be like, okay, I'm gonna go up to Roger Goodell and negotiate with him. Like, who's your favorite rapper, V's? Wiz Khalifa? Wiz Khalifa can go up to Roger Goodell.
So can Wiz go to Roger Goodell?
Not on no let's partner up type shit. He'll be like, hey, he can perform or something, but
I'm working on a video about that Jay-Z, and to me, this is deeper in this conversation, but like I felt like he seeks white validation a lot more than
Jay-Z?
anybody else. Yes.
I mean, I feel like he looks for financial support, not.
I'm talking about more so his lyrics. Like when you look at the Ape Shit video and they go to this museum where there's no black art and they don't show us, and then they said like after Jay-Z and Beyonce left, they had like 100% increase in like visitors. So they used their cachet to promote a museum that does not have any black art. I'm thinking like if I'm on a woke train and whatnot, I'm not gonna go to Europe to promote something that doesn't want to showcase me or my people. I'm gonna go to Africa. I'm gonna go somewhere else. I'm gonna go to Haiti. I'm gonna go show black art and put them on and get black people to come and see there. I'm just saying like that's just part of my philosophy about him is like when he's giving his lyrics and whatnot, it's not for black people. It's for the validation of white people. Especially when you look at that Watch the Throne, the Watch the Throne video, huh?
The lyrics or the visuals? Like
both. Like even when you look at the Watch the Throne album when he was in a museum with the witch lady, like dancing with her, like I'm like, and with no black people in the video but them. Like what is this dude doing?
But he makes songs like the song he was like black nigga, white nigga, or what was it? You know,
No, of course he got bars
of
in this. See, that's the thing. I don't think he should do that song. I don't think he's in a position to make that song.
But I feel like it was coming from a personal place. He feel like, yeah, he has all this money, but in the white eye, he's still seen as.
Oh yeah. That's true.
So, do you still think he would be appeasing the people that still see him as a black person?
I don't think he's appeasing them. I think he just seeks their validation too much. He doesn't need them, like you're saying. You said when the show started that you don't know why he needed to partner with them. Why? You know what I mean? Of course, he got gems and lyrics like the whole. He said the same thing that Kanye said in his song. He said they'll run a checkup, but they won't give you leverage. That's exactly what Kanye said. That's exactly what the argument was with Dapper Dan. Like they'll give you a little bit of money, but they're not going to give you equity in the company.
Yeah.
I'm about to pass out, bro.
All right, what's the homework? I think I should check out.
What's the next topic? It's somebody else picked the topic. I think I picked like all of them.
The other two dudes want to pick one?
Yes, one of y'all picked the topic.
Devin, you want to pick one?
Oh shit. Let's talk about healthy eating habits in black neighborhoods.
There you go with the Popeye stuff right there.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
Oh, the Popeye. Okay, yeah, we can.
Yeah, the Popeyes and food trends and how we, we'll just talk about
how we grew up eating McDonald's dollar sandwiches.
Them slave plates, basically, is what it's called.
Slave plates. God dang. Let's do it. When y'all free again?
We gotta be next week sometime.